Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Always do your best. Take action on your ideas. Doing your best means to take action. You have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon an idea, there'll be no manifestation, no results, no reward. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now, folks? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 74, NASDAQ off 21, S&P's off 7.5, gold contract down $20, trading at $1,697 an ounce. Silver off $1.18 at $32.59 an ounce. Platinum down $20 at $1,615 an ounce. Copper down 4.5 pennies at $3.66 a pound. Light sweet crude off 55 cents, trading out at $86.22 a barrel. Bonds down 6 ticks at 147.28. Bond market, folks, is coming into its day of strength of 147. Now, the volume contracted dramatically today. I expect you're going to see that continue. King dollar up 10 ticks, trading out at 79.91. Euro is at 130, and the yen continues to weaken, up 35 ticks at 83.61. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We got a cash S&P down to the 1416. You closed at 1421. Bottom line, you have 620 million versus 694. You're going to see lower price here. The S&P, cash S&P right now wants to run down to the 1398. Now, we'll see in the NYSE if we get an expansion of volume. We did not get an expansion of volume out here thus far. Dow Industrials, same setup in the Dow Industrials. What we have with the Dow Industrials is this. Dow pulls back 74 points today, do 624 million versus the 694. I do expect you're going to see this pullback further, but we did again. NYSE didn't have an expansion. Now Nasdaq, different animal altogether. Nasdaq comes back $21, comes back with volume. We do 1.8 billion versus 1.7. Nasdaq right now is at 29.92. Next stop for the Nasdaq is going to be that swing point at 29.58. Inside the Nasdaq, of course, all we have to do is go to Apple, folks. Well, there was more than Apple in there today, but bottom line, what does Apple do? Apple goes down $9. Not the end of the world for Apple, but let me tell you something. If you're in Apple, put a stop in, get a stop in, keep the stop in. Apple was at 529, expansion of volume again. Apple, folks, is number one, going to go after the swing point of 518, which was December 6th. If it breaks that swing point, that's an ABC structure down to 489. The 489 structure brings it under the 505 point, which was the last swing low on Apple from the 16th of November. The bigger picture, folks, is that Apple's a 205-point ABC structure on the way down. And it's building cars, and it's building, and it's building. Let me tell you. You want to see that correlation? So the correlation this week on a dead cat bounce, you go up with 21 million, you come down with 22, and that's before the swing point, folks. This gets into the swing point, get out of the way, big time. King dollar, what does King dollar do? Well, it's pretty wild out here. They basically hit gold beyond belief. King dollar basically sideways move out here, 10 cents. Let's go over to the gold market. Okay, so what you have with gold is this. Gold comes down today, 155,000 contracts. We hit a low of 1690. It traded at, closed out at 1697. Gold, folks, is going to go after the swing low. The swing low out here on gold is 1674. If it breaks it with volume characteristic there from the last contract is 225,000 contracts. We break it with volume, you get a 125-point ABC structure on the way down. From the C point, that is, so that's a 1625 gold. That's the way that's set up right now. Bond market, what we did with bonds out here, bonds had big pullback yesterday. Bonds came back yesterday with the 470,000, I believe. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so yesterday we did 450,000. Today we did 490,000. That's still a major way back, and that is more than. Now this is the last contract on the 7th of November, but I believe that we were still dealing with about 480, 490. I don't believe it was over 500,000. It's going to be close. Now, bonds did reject that lower price out there at the 147.09. The breakout, our day of strength, is 147 in the contract that we're dealing with right now. Some of the high volume stocks in a market, well, the NASDAQ certainly came back with volume. The S&P didn't. Pfizer was down 18 cents. You had MetLife off 79. AIG was down 64. Best Buy was up $1.94. Some of the larger cap stocks that we had out here, you had Big Blue was down 96 cents. Big Mac was off 13. Walmart was up 10. And Walmart's going to have some problems out here, folks. Walmart, so watch the correlation here. The correlation in Walmart, she comes down the prior 2 days of today, monster volume. Can't get any traction at all today. Walmart's going to be going after this swing low, and it very well could be a very large ABC down at the 67 level. Let's go to Greg in Boca Raton. Hey, Greg, what's going on?
What's Tom? How you doing?
Doing great, man. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
They're making a lot of noise, my kids, so forgive me in the background, but I had a couple of questions for you.
Noise and energy is good.
Oh,
children are the best, man, period. Keep it kicking.
They all walked in as I was calling you.
How many children do you have?
I got 4.
Oh, you get your hands full. So how old are they?
10, 8, 6, and 4.
Oh, man, you must be Irish Catholic.
It's fine. My wife works, but she picked them up today, so it's all good.
I love it. I love it.
My question, I guess, is I want to look at Priceline, and then I want to look at the FAS, which is the banks. And but my other question is, I think we're going down too. I'm curious what can spark it. You know, what am I looking for? Am I looking at gold to see if we do it? Should I look at financials, which have been holding up, or is it the NASDAQ that's been, you know, obviously acting poorer than everything?
Okay, so to me, yeah, it's the gold market that's been screaming. So, see, what happens here is this, folks, and I'm in a unique situation because, of course, we trade the market every day, the broad market, but because I've been in the gold market so long that, you know, I look at the dollar, I look at the pound, I look at all these other currencies in contrast to it. And what's screaming is that, you know, so picture, you know, you have a scenario that, you know, we know that Bernanke's, you know, basically giving free money out, okay? And Japan's giving free money out, and the gold market still can't move. So the disconnect is dramatic, folks. And what I mean specifically is this, okay? So if you do a macro deal, and, you know, there's plenty of people that say, hey, all this free money that, you know, there is going to be inflation. And I agree, there is going to be inflation, but there's not yet. We don't have it. We don't have it. So in that correlation, when they're selling off the gold, it's like, okay, hold it, man. When they sell off the golds, that is the first indication that there's big problems in the market. Because if I learned anything in the downdraft of 2006 or 7, you know, gold went down with everything else. Gold goes with the market. So right now, it's leading it down. So that's the place I'd keep my head wrapped around, and the dollar. We know that the market can't stand. When I saw gold down $25 today, I'll tell you, this, you know, this is early this morning. I says, man, this is weird, because the dollar wasn't even up, you know. So they're moving out of it, man. You know, and that correlation is pretty intense, man. So
just looking for that tell during the course of the day. You know, today, actually, even the other way, the gold started to inch up just on a daily basis today, and
you mean the contract?
Spike up.
No, the contract. If you look at this
just
contract,
like the CVX,
watch.
Just a little of the stocks. Some of the stocks, the silver, SLV, kind of came up in the last hour, right before that announcement.
Yeah, listen, they always will. The gold bugs are going to be buying gold all the way down. You can't look at it that way. What you have to look at the volume characteristic of each and every single time that it goes down. Okay, it's huge. Like right now on the contract that we're on, there's a spike down from the last low that we're there, that's been down there and has not been tested. That's going to be tested. It's sticking out like a sore thumb. I mean, it's going to be tested.
Next day or two, you think?
Well, what you have is this: is that on Fridays, the gold market, whatever way it decides to go in the morning, which I think it's going down, it can be very dramatic, because what happens is that there's no trading in gold after we close at 1:30. The pit closed at 1:30 Eastern time, so that's a problem. Do you know what I mean? What you do want to see is this: what we don't have right now. So to go downtown, the NASDAQ has volume on the way down. The S&P today did not.
Right.
And that's always a danger, folks. So when you're looking to go, you know, well, you hear me, whether we go down or up. So your correlation we only did 654 million on the way down. That's nothing. Now, the NASDAQ is a different animal. We did 1.8 billion, you know. You stay right there. We're coming right back. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. We had the Dow finish down 74. NASDAQ off 21. S&P's off 9. We're going to be right back.